So in this example, we have to solve this polynomial equation and find out what are the roots. And we generally rely on the rational zero theorem and the synthetic division to follow that, so we can find the actual zeros. Sometimes we can get lucky and we can use the factoring by grouping. To do anything, we will first rewrite the polynomial in the right way with the leading coefficient first, 6x cubed minus 35x squared and plus 24x minus, okay, plus 5 equal to 0. This is the way we start, and we can already see there is no way you can group anything. So we will use rational zero theorem, which starts with the guy by itself, a0, which is 5, and find out the factors that will make 5, b1 and 5. And a sub n is the guy in the very front, which is 6, and see how you can break it down. We can do 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So there are the factors. So then we did introduce before, we just divide a0 factors over an factors and put plus minus in the end, which usually Hawks will give you in the case of just the rational zeros examples. But here we will have to go about finding actual roots. So let's see, a0 factors are 1 and 5, and an factors, you use the 1 first, so 1 comma 5, then use the 2, 1 half 5 over 2, then use the 3, it will be 1 over 3, 5 over 3, and finally 1 over 6, 5 over 6. So among these, with the plus minus sign, will be one of them that will work the magic for us. So we'll start our calculation trial and error. And so we start with 1 usually. That's the easiest thing to figure out. If it works, that'll be great. If not, at least the calculation won't be too tedious. So we'll start with plus 1. If it doesn't work, we'll change to minus 1 and see if that works. So plus 1, copy the first guy down, 6. So this would be 6 over here. That'll be negative 29 times 1 is negative 29. So you add, so negative 5 times 1 is positive negative 5 here. They add up to 0. Wonderful, wonderful news. So we got the very first itself, we got a 0. 0 is 1 here. So the leftover here is 6x squared, one power drop, 29x minus 5 equal to 0. So this is essentially a factoring problem which we have done some time before. So I go to the side and I do the calculation. I need two numbers. Number 1 times number 2 will give me 6 times negative 5, which is negative 30. I write it 6 times negative 5 first. So this is equal to negative 30. And then I add the two guys, exact same thing from the up. I should get a negative 29. So this gives me, this would be negative 30 plus 1. Negative 30 plus 1. So I can rewrite this as a 6x squared minus 30x plus x minus 5 equal to 0. Factoring by grouping right here. So I get 6 and x factor out, x minus 5, and between the second two just a plus 1 comes out, which would be x minus 5 equal to 0. Okay, I can factor the x minus 5 out of the group, and what is left over, 6x plus 1 equal to 0. So apply 0 factor, and then what do you get? You get x equal to 5 and 6x plus 1 equal to 0 and x equal to negative 1 over 6. So you have three values, x equal to 5, x equal to negative 1/6, and don't forget the very first one is x equal to 1. So let's plug that in. So first one is 1, second one is a 5, Third one is negative 1 over 6. Yay, it worked.